Hi guys, I hope you're all well. In this video I want to discuss adherence versus the most optimal plan for you. And the reality is adherence really is the most important factor with any given fat loss phase or muscle building phase, because you could have the most optimal plan in the world, but if you cannot stick to it over a chronic period of time, you're not going to get the same results. Additionally, even if you have a slightly suboptimal plan, if the client can adhere to this over the longer term, this individual will get better results than the person that has the more optimal plan, but they cannot adhere to it. So it's really critical to realize this. And the reason I bring this up is, even though we're constantly striving to create the most optimal nutrition and training plan, it's important to note that some people just enjoy certain approaches. So for example, if you have goals of building muscle, some of the things I've spoken about before is training muscle groups at least twice per week, because it's easier to accumulate more volume within the week. Volume is one of the biggest determining factors for influencing muscle growth. Additionally, we're stimulating muscle protein synthesis more frequently. However, there are quite a lot of people that actually prefer just hitting muscle groups once per week as opposed to twice per week. Now, despite this, as long as they're consistent, as long as their strength is going up over time, as long as their volume is going up over time, they will still achieve results. And if they can adhere to it because they enjoy this setup, then they're still going to get results. And that's not to say they shouldn't still be striving to become more optimal, but hopefully you can see the point that you need to take into account the training and nutrition principles that you actually enjoy. If you enjoy training a certain way, that's going to allow you to train harder at that certain approach, to stick with that over the longer term, as opposed to just trying to implement something that's more optimal but you just absolutely hate it. You're going to get better results with the slightly more suboptimal approach, as long as you can stick with it over the longer term. So my recommendation is to try and implement some of the more optimal approaches I've discussed in my video, but at the same time appreciate that if you enjoy certain principles, even if they're slightly suboptimal, and if you can therefore stick with this over the longer time, you can work harder at it, you can still make progress. It's important to just distinguish the two: adherence versus the most optimal plan. We're still striving for the most optimal plan, but adherence, the ability to stick with something over a longer period of time, to work harder at it over a longer period of time, will ultimately yield better results, even if the plan is slightly suboptimal. So hopefully that's been useful. Like the video, I've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care.